The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. There's the whistle, and here we go. Tony Adams. Now there is a proper defender, Jim.
Well, not too many Englishmen can rival his leadership qualities, Peter.
He just had so many strengths. You could go on all day about him, couldn't you?
Well, the epitome of solidity, thanks to his winning mentality and ability to organise a back four. You don't argue with Tony Adams. You do what you're told.
Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
He made it look a bit predictable.
Now it's Osimhen. It's a good run, that. Great timing. David Villa. Tries to play it through. And he's onside. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Oh, good-looking ball. He is through, and the shot! It's hit the upright.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
And he cuts out the supply. Xavi Alonso. Anything noteworthy in the early part of the match, Jim?
Well, neither side has really grabbed the initiative, I would say. Both must have come in with a view of not making any early mistakes. So we're seeing some conservatism here.
Senegal have got it back and they'll have another go. Griezmann. Lovely pass, but can he get there? And this is Nedved. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Look at the it's Griezmann! And it's come back out to him. Goal! Egypt! And Egypt are in front. Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Well, that's not the best attempt by the keeper, and he's just paid the ultimate price, hasn't he?
A 1-0 lead established.
Well, I'd remind those players, Peter, that concentration will be key for a while now, as you don't want to hand the momentum straight back to your opposition.
Raul was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Zanetti. Oh, it's a searing run. He is a man on a mission. Zanetti delivers. He's seen that early, used a certain sixth sense of facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. Great vision.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
David Villa takes a shot! It's a carbon copy of the previous miss.
Senegal really have stepped it up now. They could have been a bit more greedy and forced the issue.
Senegal with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. That is lovely. Egypt have the chance to go the other way. A probing pass, skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. Oh no, that was never going to make it. Aims beyond the defence. He's in space and looking for options. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. And the score is 1-0. Well timed, excellent interception. That's a sharp pass. Oh, no joy this time. Well, the runner's been sold a little bit short there.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
And it's Eze. Nice looking ball. Well, that's well seen too. Nicely weighted ball. No way through there. Koulibaly. He's a sharp little ball here. Well, that pass isn't the best. That has been cut short.
Egypt are totally dominant in the middle of the park, a no-way through zone.
Pedri. Raul, always looking for that half a chance. Knocks it into space. And here's Zanetti. Looking for the run. Roll! Well, now it's a race for the ball. Nielsen. Well, they can break here. It's a pretty loose pass. Robertson. And the referee brings the first half to a close. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs.
Yeah, I like the fact that there was a genuine flow to this game, as well as intent. But I can't help feeling that their efforts deserved that little bit more.
Egypt leading 1-0 at the break. And the action is back on the way. Egypt carrying a one-goal lead. Zanetti. Now it's Villa. Oh, that is a good ball to... Real chance! They've done it! They have grabbed themselves an equaliser.
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another. Look, that was a technical interaction of great football. That has gone down a treat.
Senegal grabbed the equaliser, and we're all square.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Can he get it through? That's the keeper's ball.
Well, he was given the time and room initially to hold on to the ball, but eventually he was squeezed that bit harder and the task became too much. I think he's got to be a little quicker in his distribution then and get others into the match.
Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. And reclaimed it in a trice. Now it's Mbappe. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Senegal appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time.
Well, it's signalling to the opposition that they're setting themselves up for the counter-attack. It's plain and simple.
Nedved plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. Played into space. Zanetti gets across to intercept that. Pedri. Passing is crisp and sharp. Zanetti cross. Chance for a shot! And he has kept it out somehow.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
It's their second corner of the game. Xabi Alonso goes short.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Adams. Oh, they could be caught out here. And it's Nedved. And it's lofted through here.
He looked rushed. He should have waited for some movement.
Pedri unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Scholes. Alonso. Scholes. And it's Xabi Alonso. That's Nedved! Oh, split-second reaction.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Le numéro 15.
Senegal have their third corner.
Pour le remplacer, le numéro 4.
Nedved with the short one. Eze. And now they can spring out of defence. Oh, nicely intercepted. He's in a great position here. Scholes. And it's Zanetti. Nedved. Haaland. And he plays one through. And he's managed to get free.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Changement pour le Sénégal. Le numéro 22. À sa place, le numéro 13. Beckham.
And it's skewed away. That's an imaginative pass. And he gets rid in a hurry. Referee has taken his time, but it is going to be another corner. Egypt have their second corner now. Rijkaard can get it clear.
Egypt clearly are pushing for the win here, Peter. It's making for a very frantic end to this game.
That is good alertness. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Griezmann. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Good ball, good take. It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
He's got away. It scores! And that's a real chance missed.
It's a very watchable game, isn't it? Any goal from here could well be the winner.
So their fourth corner of the game. And that should get the job done. And now a sudden chance to counter. That has ended up in no man's land. Well read, nice interception. Forwards and with intent. That's a good run down the left. Now it's Osimhen.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Gets a good foot in there.
Temps additionnel.
And the number on the board is 3. Egypt looking to pass their way through. Can he get on the end of this? Osimhen! Now, who's going to be first to this?
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
That's a cute ball. And the through ball. He came in hard, very hard. The referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. Decent game of football, that. Intense, intriguing. And both sides, as it turns out, unable to be separated. Your reflections then, Jim?
Egypt can always take more positives from a result like this. Yes, there is some tidying up to do, but some real promise too.
My thanks to Jim. We both wish you a very good evening. The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest.
Sénégal, Égypte.
There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. There's the whistle, and here we go.
For me, Peter, David Beckham is one of the greatest wide players of his generation.
And a bit of a throwback in a way, in the sense that he's a right-footed right winger.
Yeah, it's the perfect position for him. His game has never been about cutting inside. It was kind of the hit the byline and get crosses in.
He's often mentioned, though, hasn't he, that he'd rather play in the middle.
Yeah, and that's something I find hard to understand personally, in view of his brilliant skill set.
And this is Bernardo Silva, and he shoots! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
Senegal really are good at what they're doing. They'll gladly take any opportunity to launch that counter.
Knocks it into space. McTominay. Cross to the back post. And that's the keeper's ball. Eze. Rodri spots it and intercepts. Edmilson. Now this could be a chance. Looking for the run. McTominay unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. That has not gone well. Now it's Mbappe. Oh, good-looking ball. He won't be happy with that one. Now it's Osimhen. Oh, that's fabulous. Lovely feet. Haaland. Khan breathes a sigh of relief as he gets his hands on the ball. Rodri cuts it out. Egypt, so far, providing no real test at all for the goalkeeper. Eze! Eze! Goal! Egypt! And Egypt are in front. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Egypt are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
Egypt have taken the lead.
Yeah, but I think they all know too well that things are far from done here, and while there's never a good time to be caught out, you definitely don't want it to be now.
Oh, shooting chance! Goal! A quite incredible spell. They are flying. So smooth. A signature finish.
Just the sort of forward pass he's been looking for. Very telling.
Egypt are doing very nicely, thank you.
And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you, you would have thought that when the last one went in.
Good ball, good take. That has been slung wide. Egypt have scored 2 quick goals here and are well and truly in... Big chance! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Griezmann really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
And we have our very first corner. And it's been taken short. Stood up well to him there. Senegal have the chance to go the other way. And he's quick to get it clear again. Well, that pass isn't the best. Mbappe! Delivery from Mbappe. Oh, terrible pass. Can he finish? They've scored! And they are dragging it back! Game on again! He made it happen. Squeezed through with sheer will and considerable accuracy.
Yeah, Peter, I think we've got to give the keeper some slack here because he didn't have the greatest view of that. But you've got to give the scorer his due as well. I mean, he had that sharpness of mind and clinical edge.
This is threatening to become a really good game.
Well, we have a very different game on our hands now, all of a sudden. This one's totally up for grabs.
Corner number 2 then. And now they can spring out of defence. Threads one in. Mbappe! Shot, surely! Oh, that looked awkward, but he had a good crack at it.
He did very well trying to adjust himself, but not the expected outcome.
He steps in, and that's the end of that. Griezmann. Just 5 minutes left until the break. Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing. Egypt have got it back, and they'll have another go. Griezmann. Searching pass he's played there. And there's the shot! And that is doing no harm at all.
Egypt certainly looks sharp there. They're very well drilled in this art of counter-attacking.
Koulibaly picks it up from the goal kick. And it's Beckham. Oh, super fine. He's beaten the last man. Shoots! Oh, this is a great position. And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside. Oh, that's well done, really robust. And the first 45 minutes are up. So, engaging and still right on edge. Plenty of signs to suggest this will turn out to be a really good one. No, well, the pickings certainly have been rich in this first half.
Well, I think the message from the manager at half-time will be pretty simple, Peter. He's going to want them to play at a higher tempo, press more, higher up the pitch, pass quicker, and entice the opposition out of position. He knows how crucial the next goal will be.
Egypt are leading 2-1, but things are very much in the balance here. And if you're just back from your break, you've missed very little of the resumption of the second half. Lovely, now then. He can get that clear. Mbappe. Now that's well seen too. Oh, there's a probing ball. Caresses it through. McTominay. Bernardo Silva. Oh, super ball. Has a shot! A real chance and a real let-off.
Yeah, but you only need to look across to the sideline to see what one makes of that, Peter.
Oh, well played, well sorted out. Eze. Great vision. Tries to play it through.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Haaland. Always onto this. Picked out brilliantly. Real chance! And it's in! 2! Two to the good, and they are purring, absolutely purring. They forced the error and extracted the maximum punishment.
It's just sloppy to lose the ball like that, Peter. The ease which they were able to cut through them from there, that definitely doesn't have a good look about it.
Egypt take a 2-goal lead and are looking good for the win.
I wonder if the manager is tempted to go for another and really kill the game off completely. I, for one, think he should now.
It's made its way to him. 60 minutes played. Haaland has a look and plays it forward. Osimhen. Oh no, that was never going to make it. It's an inviting looking ball, that. Scholes. Now it's Haaland. Can he get on the end of this? And the assistant referee has his flag raised for offside. Haaland. Osimhen. Griezmann. Petit. Edmilson. That's beautifully weighted. And that was very necessary, and reclaimed it in a trice. Scholes is always scanning the pitch for targets. And it's Bernardo Silva. Solid defending, refused to be out-muscled. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Great chance!
Oh, that is rather wayward. Well, there's always that risk, Peter, when a team commits too many numbers forward. You can't help but leave some gaps at the back.
We have got changes here from both sides, in fact.
Beckham. À sa place, le numéro 4. Attention, changement.
Egypt are, of course, in a position to go to the bench should the need arise. Tries a shot! Now, who's going to be first to this? That is a jarring tackle, but apparently nothing wrong with it. No question, that's a foul.
Changement pour le Sénégal. Le numéro 22. Pour le remplacer, le numéro 10.
Now it's Eze. Mbappe. Costa Curta wins the duel this time. That's a good ball. Mbappe. Now it's Haaland. Now it's Griezmann. Eze given the lift of his goal. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending and they got away with it.
Simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
Eze. Now it's Haaland. Scholes. And it's been played through. That is good strength. He's in a good position here. Oh, that's superb. Oh, that's wonderful alertness. And he's heaved it away. Dembele. Tries to pass it through. He's on it. Can he get away?
Il y aura 2 minutes de temps additionnel.
Scholes.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Can he get it through? Now it's Mbappe. And he'll shoot here!
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
And that's it. Egypt are chirpy, cheerful and contented. It was a comprehensive display throughout, and their tactician-in-chief can draw great satisfaction from it.
Chers spectateurs,
So, Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen?
I think we just saw a team winning by playing to their strengths. There was a clear picture of what they set out to do, and the players were determined to deliver it, and they did.
Well, that's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening. Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it.
And already we're underway here. In a system like this, Peter, the winger-fullback combinations can be absolutely crucial.
Yeah, and no doubt you can expand on that for us, Jim.
Well, there's just so many potential options and movements, overlapping, underlapping, wingers vacating spaces to be occupied by fullbacks, coming inside, creating overloads down the middle on either flank. You get those right and this can be a very effective system.
A tried and tested formula.
And believe it or not, Peter, we even did that back in my day.
Now, who's going to be first to this? Scholes, done delicately. Shoots! In for the pieces! And he has kept it out somehow.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Neymar powering forward here. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. No, that's been intercepted. Looking for the run. And no, that was never going to make it. He's looking wide. That's a good run down the left. Neymar played into the box. Well, there's the man we're all here to see, the thrill-a-minute Neymar. He really does turn every game into a showbiz occasion. So I wonder, Jim, what is in today's show?
Well, plenty, we hope, Peter. Being the kind of player who likes to take it upon himself to win, whether it's his vision and creativity.
Oh, shooting chance! Oh, the ball's run loose here. Oh, important interception. Quality ball. That's really well manoeuvred. Chips it through. Osimhen was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. And that's going to be a booking.
Well, that was well positioned and well pitched. They can't hurt with their backs to go.
Sonchu. Played out to the left flank. Looking for options for movement. Thinks about the shot. Scholes clears it away. That pass surprised everyone, and not in a good way. Neither side yet able to find the net. Dembele going face-to-face with his great rival. Is there any support? He might not need it. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. And it's Messi. Alexander-Arnold picks it up out wide. Nice interception, well timed. Mbappe. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Osimhen. Well timed, excellent interception. Fernandes. Edmilson. Now looking to orchestrate a counter. Camavinga. Now it's Neymar. And that's a good ball. Sonchu defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Looking for a runner. And no, that is pretty much the end of that. Well, a goal here just before half-time could mean a great deal. Koulibaly gets across and deals with it. So what can they conjure from this one? Oh, it battles the bar. And that has left him in a heap. Osimhen, and he's intervened well there. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
And here's Dembele. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Egypt have it back and can go again. Osimhen knocks it into space. And the first 45 minutes are up. So we go in at half-time with both defences still yet to be breached. They rather cancelled each other out in the first period. Let us see what the second half brings.
And if you do have a chance today,
how would you review the first half?
Yeah, it's a half that's had a limp finish after a decent start, so the manager has to re-energise and re-enthuse his players to come back out pumped.
An intriguing half, lacking only in goals. The score 0-0. And the game has already resumed here.
Well, I suppose from a defensive perspective, Peter, neither manager can be too unhappy. I just wonder which team is going to up the ante first.
Aims beyond the defence. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Mbappe receives it in a wide position. Egypt with the corner, there first. Decent chance! It's hit the upright. Has another go! No mistake! First blood drawn. Just gorgeous, the most glorious, delicious of touches, followed up with an unerring finish.
Yeah, the touch before the finish is so often the critical part, and we've just seen an example.
Egypt have taken the lead.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing.
That dugout has had some relief, at least, but now the harder work starts. They've got to push for more.
Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing. And this is Messi. Big chance! It's in! That is remarkable! All square in a matter of moments.
Well, going behind has simply triggered a collective determination to hit back, and they merit nothing less.
After 59 minutes.
Just so calm under pressure, and he managed to fashion a fine finish.
Well, at one stage he was being body checked, Peter, and then the next minute it's in the back of the net. That's wonderful striking.
Ajax grab the equaliser, and we're all square.
You've got to commend that, Peter. It's the perfect response to falling behind. Don't let your heads drop, just get back up the pitch and level the scores again. This is cracking stuff.
Oh, that is asking for trouble. Now it's Neymar. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Scholes is always scanning the pitch for targets. That has ended up in no man's land. Alexander-Arnold. Ajax looking to pass their way through. He's picked his way through. There's the header! That's a half-decent try.
Messi is clearly kicking himself here. He knew that was a great opportunity.
That is a little undercooked. Messi will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Egypt needed that, they really needed it.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
Scholes. Back into the middle. Camavinga. It's a good spell of possession, this.
Dembele really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
And he's picked it up out wide. And this is Griezmann. That is a brilliant interception.
Egypt really can't be faulted for their attitude, and if they go on to win this, it'll be fully deserved.
Oh, it's Dembele. Well, that is one way to stop him. You have to say that was an exemplary tackle. Stopped him dead in his tracks. And that is as far as they're going to go. That's a dangerous ball.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Haaland gets flagged offside. Still anyone's game, this. One moment can decide it.
Well, a goal either way at this stage would qualify as a steal.
Nuno Mendes. It's Camavinga. Alexander-Arnold. Well, the boss won't be happy about that at all. They were pedestrian in possession and carried almost no threat at all. That is lovely. Mbappe. He's shifting through the gears here. That'll be a throw-in. And that was nowhere near his best.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Oh, that's well spotted. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing.
Well, he was given the time and room initially to hold on to the ball, but eventually he was squeezed that bit harder and the task became too much. I think he's got to be a little quicker in his distribution then and get others into the match.
Whistle's gone, and they've got themselves a free kick.
Well, I think the alternative was to stand there and do nothing while he tried to score, and obviously he's not going to allow that, Peter, is he?
It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Now, can he find a finish? Haaland. And that's it. So it is something for both, but ideal for neither. Both parties having to settle for what they get and hope for better in the weeks ahead. How do you look back on the game then, Jim?
Well, a decent draw, Peter, with a good mix of action and plenty of talking points. And it ended with the right result, in my opinion.
So thank you very much, Jim, for joining me. That brings us to the end of our coverage. So from us both, a very good evening. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. And we're underway. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Well, Peter, I know people are probably going to knock me as being biased towards my trade.
Great chance! Oh, it's come off the upright. Probing pass. Now it's Osimhen.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
And no, that is pretty much the end of that. And the shot! It's loose now and they want to get it back. Now it's Osimhen. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. And that's the end of that. It all started well enough. Here's a sharp little ball here. Courtois breathes a sigh of relief as he gets his hands on the ball. Out of play for a throw. That's really well manoeuvred. Can he get on the end of this? He's shifting through the gears here.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
That has ended up in no man's land. Looking for the run. Mbappe. It's a threatening ball.
Eze really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
Now it's Haaland. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. And it's Messi. And here's Kane. And this is Shevchenko. Shevchenko was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Zanetti promptly onto that, and that is that. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. And here's Haaland. Quality ball. It may be goalless, but it is not without interest.
I actually think both teams are playing okay here. We've had some good attempts, although they've mounted to nothing so far.
And he shoots! In for the pieces! Now that is commitment to the cause. Madrid with their first corner, the first in the game for either side actually. And this is Kane. He's having a shot! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Alvarez really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
It's their second corner of the game. Alvarez plays it short. Big chance! Tries to get it clear. And now they can spring out of defence. Modric with the foul. And no surprise, that's a booking. That's a decent clearance. Messi. It's a searching pass. Oh no, that was never going to make it. That's an imaginative pass. Oh, this looks sharp. 30 minutes gone. Eze. Hops for safety. Haaland demonstrating his defensive quality there. Always onto this. Haaland, can he finish? Goal! Egypt! And Egypt are in front. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Number 20, Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland.
A 1-0 lead established.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
And this is Shevchenko. And Shevchenko! That was superb goalkeeping.
Shevchenko is offering a wry smile there.
So, third corner of the game. Alvarez goes short. Koulibaly is there, and he can get that clear. That has been slung wide. Fires it in low.
It looks very much like they'd be happy to settle for this narrow lead at the break.
And that's put paid to a promising move. Now it's Alvarez. Zanetti. Well, he's felt that, hasn't he? Nothing wrong with that tackle. Ball won cleanly. Well read, nice interception. Has a look and plays it forward. Some really good ball movement. Osimhen. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. 1-0 the score. He's picked his way through. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. And he has slightly undercooked that one.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Messi. Great vision. And this is Kane. It's a goal kick. Now it's Haaland. And we hit half-time. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs. What have we learned from the first 45 minutes?
Haven't played that badly. Getting caught again on the counter-attack is unlikely. They're switched on to that and still very much in this game.
Egypt go in at half-time with a slender one-goal lead. And that's the start of another 45 minutes. A solitary goal, that has been the crucial difference. Modric receives it in a wide position. Mbappe could move up a gear here. Messi. Another pass just keeps it ticking over. Back into the middle. It's run loose here. Mbappe. Now it's Haaland. And he was quick to react. And here's Shevchenko.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Messi is herring after that one. And he's intervened well there. And he's picked it up out wide. Shevchenko! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Corner number 4 coming up here. And it's been taken short. Egypt are looking to go forward now. Pass somewhat off target. And he thumps it clear. Egypt are still that goal to the good. 60 minutes played. That is good alertness. Now it's Kane. Threads one in. Shot and a chance! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Nice looking ball. That's good vision. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
Egypt clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup. It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
Oh, nicely intercepted. Now it's Kane. Madrid finding their passes.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
They're coming again and again.
They just need to sort out their end product, and quickly.
Osimhen. Shevchenko. Chance here to counter. Good ball over the top. Deftly away. Nicely aimed pass. Now it's Haaland. It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
Well, that tackle was immense.
Osimhen! And that is certainly not what he had in mind.
I can't quite believe he's missed that, Peter.
Substitution
Both sides
for
then
Egypt.
taking this chance to
Number
turn to their
23,
benches.
Griezmann. Coming on to replace him is number
That's good
8,
pressing, squeezing the
Kukçu.
play.
Substitution in progress.
Messi into the last quarter of an hour.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
Messi, he's being shapes to shoot! Now, who's going to be first to this? That's a cute ball. Now that's well seen too. Kukçu. Now it's Haaland. Edmilson. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. And here's Shevchenko. Good ball, good take. It's Asa! And that could have brought them level.
Such a good opportunity, Peter. I hope he doesn't end up regretting that miss.
Egypt still ahead by the game's only goal. Well, it just petered out. No penetration at all, having had a great deal of the ball. Rodri cuts it out.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
That's ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with. And that is a little undercooked. That's a sharp pass. Oh, that's a key interception. Park Ji-sung is looking to influence the game from out wide.
There will be 1 minute added time.
He's looking wide. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Oh, he's been caught napping! And there goes the final whistle. Well, that was tense. Boy, that was tense. The two sides separated by the game's only goal. Donnarumma picking up the Man of the Match award, and no surprise there. Well, what are your thoughts on today's game then, Jim?
And there's a lot more to read into this game than just the scoreline.
Many thanks to Jim, and with that, it is a very good night to you.
And a quick reminder today, everybody, to make sure to put any litter in the bins provided. Thank you for your cooperation.
Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now.
Against Manchester United.
Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. And as you can see, we've already started here.
Modern football is full of power, pace and physicality. But there's a player out there who's managed to avoid the helter-skelter and play a game of purity.
Peerless Pirlo.
Yeah, he coined the phrase regista, and he rules.
Roberto Carlos gets over and intercepts. Pull it. Great vision. And that pass just didn't quite work. Well, that pass surprised everyone, and not in a good way. Messi looking to penetrate opposition lines. Threads one in. Bullet! Denied by an instinctive save.
Bullet clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
And into the grateful arms of the keeper. And now they can spring out of defence. Now, can they get him away? Buffon gets his hands on it, and the danger is averted. And it's Nedved. That's a good run down the left. It's come through, and he's had a quick look inside. And they've got a throw. Anything noteworthy in the early part of the match, Jim?
Well, both sides seem happy with the patient approach for now. Still
big chance! It's loose, and there's a race. Shapes to shoot! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Pull it. Oh, good spread. Back into the middle. Takes a shot!
That's just playing it safe and simple.
It's going to be another throw. Nedved will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. And the shot! It's bounced back off the post.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Bullet constantly looking for the ball into the box. Cleared without complication. 0-0 still. No lack of chances, though.
I actually think both teams are playing okay here. We've had some good attempts, although they've mounted to nothing so far.
Roberto Carlos was in no mood for any of that. Knocks it into space. Roberto Carlos kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Manchester United do have a chance to counter here.
It was indecision all round. They have to do a bit better than that. Well, it seems as if he's just had a momentary lapse and slipped into tunnel vision, because he had good options around him and he failed to get his head up.
Crosses it in here. Nedved. And now the breakaway. Now it's Hullet. Searching pass he's played there. Well played. That has snuffed out the danger. And it's been shipped out wide. Steered out wide, but he won't reach that one. Edmilson. And it's Griezmann. Now he's got space here. That has been cut short. And he's managed to get rid. Romario did well to step in there. That was more than necessary. Decent progress down the left. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. Foul and a free kick in a very dangerous area. Griezmann is being told in no uncertain terms that this will be his final warning.
He just needs to find the control button on his aggression before the ref does it for him, Peter.
And the finish! That was superb goalkeeping.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Pirlo to take it as usual. Rodri gets rid without sophistication. Roberto Carlos. Now it's Roberto Carlos. That's a throw. That is lovely. And here's Nedved. Roberto Carlos. And he's gone backward here. There's the shot! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Oh, what has happened here? He's having a shot! Goal!
That couldn't have been a more potent injection of belief for this team. Top man, top drawer.
There will be 1 minute
An opportunist strike, but he'll take it. He will own it.
Yeah, Peter, I think we've got to give the keeper some slack here because he didn't have the greatest view of that, but you've got to give the scorer his due as well. I mean, he had that sharpness of mind and clinical edge.
Manchester United have taken the lead.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden...
He's got tall! Oh, and with that, the half-time whistle goes. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here.
Well, for me, Peter, things have never really got going, but at least this will be a good time to reflect and regroup. I can see a few changes coming, because whatever they've been doing, it just hasn't gelled.
Hello everybody, and this is a quick reminder to let you know that you'll be able to catch today's match broadcast live on our club's FM station. Substitutions taking place.
And the action is back underway.
Well, I think in these circumstances, it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
Edmilson and Soyuncu. Ambitious ball here. And he's managed to get free. He's in space and looking for options. Cleared away. Nedved. Cruyff.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Romario. This is promising. Looking to chance! Edmilson. And here's Romario. Eze. Griezmann. Griezmann was steaming forward. Nedved plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Played out to the right. Osimhen providing an outlet on that flank. Well, they're looking at the referee, but he's waved play on. Egypt still this single goal behind. And no, that is pretty much the end of that.
Osimhen really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
And it's Cruyff. And this is Messi. Scholes did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Roberto Carlos. Cruyff. Diving header! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
And a counter is on here for Egypt. Spread it left. He's gone for goal! Well, now it's a race for the ball.
Egypt really are going for it here, Peter. Now it's just a matter of sustaining the effort.
This is a really front-footed approach.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
And here's Hullet. Griezmann.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Bops him off it and wins back the ball. And now they can clear their lines. Messi running with the ball. Messi. Oh, this is a very good run. And the ball is out of play.
Substitution for Egypt. Number 23.
We have got changes here from
Griezmann.
both sides, in fact.
Number 24. Osman. Coming on the field.
And he's had it
Number
nicked
8,
away.
Kukçu. Number 9.
So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Pizarro.
Well, the stats are pretty
Substitution
telling
in
here.
progress.
It's hard to argue with the scoreline when you carry so little threat.
Oh, the ball's run loose here.
Are certainly playing with an intense focus in executing their plan here.
Bale. 75 minutes played. Nice control. This is Owen.
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
A header! Oh, surely that deserved better.
Yeah, the ball in there was simply superb. He won't be too happy that it's gone to waste like that.
Played over towards the opposite flank. Nedved. Egypt must do something here, and very quickly.
At least they're going about it as they should, having brought this on themselves.
Ferdinand is pretty much the definition of the word uncompromising. Roberto Carlos. More and more pressure on the ball here. That's an untidy challenge. Free kick given. Now, who's going to be first to this?
Well, it's probably safe to say now, Peter, that it's going to be all about game management from here.
Keep the ball and you win the game. It really is that simple. Thuram, a picture of focus and alertness. Oh, that's well spotted. Scholes, looking for options for movement. And he can clear it away.
Added time.
Edmilson. And that will be it. Quite a game, and one that was always on a knife edge until the very final whistle. No shortage of endeavour, effort, at times effervescence, but just one goal to show for all of that.
And we come
Your final
to you now
thoughts,
with a
Jim?
quick
Well, the
request
way the
for
manager
support
has stormed
for our
down the
charity
tunnel
fund,
lends
Champ
itself
in
to
Football.
an almighty telling off for such a timid, docile display.
So thank you very much, Jim, for joining me. That brings us to the end of our coverage. So from us both, a very good evening.